Hello once again folks, and you're very welcome along to another video from Greenwell Wet Fly. And this time around I have a very interesting little wet fly for you. An unusual wet fly because I don't know if it's known outside of this area, and I'd be very curious and I'd like to know if you've heard of it in your neck of the woods. So please, in the comment section, if you've heard of it, please let me know. It's called the dark Greenwell. Now, the original Greenwells, of course, is known worldwide, but this fly I think might be just particular to this area. So please let me know about that. It's not a difficult fly to tie at all, so let's get to it. Now, as I mentioned a little earlier, this fly is not at all difficult to tie. Anyone with any reasonable experience of fly tying will easily be able to tie this fly. Now I'm going to tie it on a Camasan B170. These are very strong. This is a size 14, which is probably the most useful size for this fly. This fly is known locally as a dark Greenwell. Now, how it got that name, or how it's even known as a Greenwell at all, is lost to me. I don't know. Maybe somebody can enlighten me. But to my knowledge, there's only one actual Greenwell, and this is known as a dark Greenwell, which is a completely different animal. So if you know of its origins, or if you've heard of it at all, I'd be interested to know. If you've heard of it in your neck of the woods, I've only ever seen it used here locally. Anyway, this is Camasan B14 in, or B170 should I say, in a size 14, and the tying thread I'm using is a uni thread, olive in size 8/0. I'm going to start off as usual here, just behind the eye of the hook, and then touching turns down along the shank till I reach the point just opposite the barb. And the body of this fly is, I think, maybe part of the reason it got the name a dark Greenwell, because it's darker than a traditional Greenwell, if you like. I'll come to that in a second. First of all, I'm going to tie in this stuff here, very fine gold wire. Just tie in a little piece of that, just like that. Up again and back down, just to make sure it doesn't go anyplace. Now, this is the body colour here. Best described, I'd say, as bottle green. Now, I bought this stuff in a sewing shop. Maybe you'll be able to pick up something similar. Any material, any bottle green material basically will achieve the same purpose. So I'm going to tie in a piece of this and tie that down securely. Now, just touching turns. And tie that off. Now, nice and easy so far. Nothing too difficult at all. Now, the gold wire. So a few open turns in the direction opposite to the body. 4 or 5 turns, and that will give you the right, that's the body of the dark Greenwell. Now, the original Greenwell of course called for a Greenwell hackle, which is a ginger hackle with a black centre. Now, I have this old Indian cape here, which I suppose you could call it a Greenwell. It's got some feathers that are black in the centre and ginger on the outside. So, but any feather that has sort of red game in it will do the trick just fine. You don't have to be too exact about the feather. So I'm just preparing the feather like this. And I've tied this fly with just a red game hackle, and it worked just fine. Now, grab the hackle with the hackle pliers, double it back, nice and gentle at this stage because it's easy to break the hackle when it's in this position, so I'm stroking it back the way. And the secret with the wet flies, in my opinion, is not too much in the way of hackle. 1 or 2 turns is more than adequate. Any more than that and they don't tend to sink properly or swim properly. So we need a sparse hackle. Trim out those little bits there. Now I'm going to whip finish. Now you can add a little varnish at this stage if you like. I'll do it just for, I'm going to use this stuff here. Everyone's familiar with this, I've no doubt. Hard as nails. That's it, a little bit of Sally Hansen's, and that makes that fly ultra secure. So there you go, that's the dark Greenwell. Give it a try, I'm quite sure you'll find it successful. Fished on its own, fished with another fly, or maybe even a team of 3. You can fish it in the conventional down and across method or upstream wet fly. Either way, it's just a phenomenally good wet fly. So be sure to give it a go, and let me know how you get on with it. I'd be happy to know if you had some success with it or otherwise. And once again, thanks very much for joining me here at Gundog and Fly. And Gadiga Casper Elakela Arishmoit, Biggie Slime, agus Biggie Egg Iascrocht.